Hello everybody, it's a Sunday evening, it's like 5 o'clock on a Sunday and I just showered, finished sort of cleaning the apartment and thought now is high time to film an apartment tour. So here we are. This is my place in New York in the Lower East Side. I've lived here for 3 years now, which is crazy, and sorry, this lamp keeps turning on and off, and I love this apartment so much. I'm just always so content here. It really feels like home. It's got what we shall fondly call character, i.e. a little bit rough around the edges, which I also really love about it too. And yeah, I always feel really calm and peaceful when I'm in here. So this is where you walk in, this is the door. Normally at this point you'd be huffing and puffing because it's up several flights of stairs. There's a walk up, there's no lift. So at this point you get in and you stand here and you go, oh my god, the stairs, and then you walk into the apartment. But let's backtrack a tiny bit. Okay, so imagine you've just walked through the door here. This is what you walk into. This is the little hallway. I love the archway so much. And there's obviously essential things like a shoe rack down there. I inherited that shoe rack from a friend who left New York last year. This little dingly dangly thing my mum got me for Christmas, which I like having there. So when you walk in the apartment, this is what you see. This picture is from a online shop called Lulu in Georgia that they sent me quite a lot of things earlier this year, so there's quite a few pieces in the apartment from them. It's an amazing online shop. I really recommend it because they have so much choice, so many different styles of things, so they really have something for everybody. And I liked this sort of here with the kind of slightly floral wallpaper. And then here I can't remember where this vase is from, this little bowl which I put my keys in, I bought in Sicily. These lamps, I have two of these, are from a shop called KICTHEN, which is in Bushwick, and they have really beautiful things, really nice online shop as well that you can have a look at. And then, I've obviously not got very much room to step back here, hence the little ow, but this little bookshelf is from a vintage shop not far from where I live called Fox Object, and it's kind of fine. It's not that special, but it's fine. This is just like a cupboard of doom. It's where like the Hoover is and coats and things like that. And then the bathroom is pretty much as soon as you walk in as well. I'm really lucky because it has this skylight, which I use the word lightly because it obviously is a bit sort of ominous looking with the metal bars. There's also lots of graffiti on it which you can't really see from here. But having natural light like this in a bathroom is incredible, and I'm so fortunate. Even if aesthetically we might change some things a little bit, it's actually entirely worth it, and it does mean that the light in the bathroom is beautiful. Not much to show in here really. Everything was like this when I moved in. Hello. These are all painted blue, just the cabinets for all the storage and bits like that, and I actually really like the shade of blue. This waffle shower curtain is just from Amazon, and yeah, really nothing much more that I can share or show. The little very classic shallow New York bath, which I do have a bath in, but isn't really that relaxing. But yeah, this is like a very typical New York bathroom. So then if I turn around and come out of the bathroom, that's the front door again, down the little corridor. This is a t-shirt actually that I bought in Mexico City and had framed. Okay, so now we're just walking into the bedroom, which looks like this. It has really warm light, which I shall explain in a minute. But starting from here, there's quite a bit of storage. It's a bit of a mess, but yeah, there's 2 closet spaces. Well, 3 including the one that's got the vacuum cleaner in, which is great. And then, hello, this mirror, it was sent to me recently from a brand called Ready to Hang. I like the yellow, the buttery yellow, because it really kind of goes with just the general colouring in this room. And this chest of drawers, don't actually love this. This was one of those sort of emergency buys when you move in somewhere. I got it from a place called Dobbins St Vintage. There's 2 in Brooklyn. which are actually great vintage homeware shops. I found some really good things from them. But this was like $150 and was very much I just needed chest of drawers quite urgently purchase. But I've tried to kind of upcycle it a little bit. I bought new little knobs for it to make it feel a bit nicer. And I mean, it's here to stay. I'm definitely not gonna swap it out for anything. It's just not my most favourite piece of furniture. The bed, however, it's so comfy. I have a big Casper mattress and it's amazing. I love this bed so much, and anyone that stays here is like, oh my god, your bed. The throw is also from Lulu in Georgia. I love quilts like this. I really like the texture that they bring to a room, especially when it's a big bed and obviously it's just quite a lot of flat surface space. The linens I have on the bed are from Bed Threads, one of my favourite linen brands for bedding. And these cushions are aesthetically, they're not an aesthetic choice, I'll say. They're from Muji, and if you are someone that loves to squish a cushion like I am, they're the best ones that you can get. They come in different colours, and I have two because I like to sleep with two of them. But yeah, they're not my favourite thing to look at necessarily, but they've become an essential. The bed frame is just from Amazon. It's like a really basic wooden bed frame. And the big navy blue rug, which is beautiful, is from Nordic Knots, as are the curtains. Let's head over this way. So yeah, these curtains, they're beautiful. They are partly what's making the light in this room so warm, but it's also because of my incredible view of a brick wall, which is obviously not ideal, but the silver lining of it is, actually quite a golden lining, is that the red brick, when it's sunny, the sun bounces off and makes this whole room as lovely and warm as it is looking right now. So yeah, you just gotta make the most of these things. This chair, there's a really good story behind this chair. So this chair, which is now covered in paint and is so old and obviously very uncomfortable as it looks, but I was once specifically trying to buy some chairs, but some dining room chairs, in a shop on Mott Street in Soho that is unfortunately no longer there. And I wanted 3 or 4 chairs, I think, at the time. And the guy working there was like, oh, I don't have anything like that, but do you want my free chair of the day? I was like, what, pardon? Come again? Yes, please, but what is a free chair of the day? And he said, oh, I always like to try and give somebody something, because I always find that then the world or the universe rewards me tenfold. And he said the last time that he'd done that, he'd given an old record player to somebody that was looking for something, and then later that day Taylor Swift had shown up with like 2 big U-Haul trucks and just gone in and bought so much stuff, so he had like an amazing business day. So I really liked that story, and it makes me want to keep the chair forever, because it also feels like a very like special New York moment in my memory of like, there is a specific generosity that I think you experience in New York that I haven't really experienced in London, and that's a really nice example of it. And then right next to me here, this vase is from LSA. It's where I get most of my glass vases from, really. I'll show you this a bit more zoomed out in a second, but this bedside table, I love this so much. It's also from Lulu in Georgia. It's a really good size. And this lamp, which is beautiful, is from Lewis Paulson, which is one of my favourite lighting brands. Here's a bit of a better view of all of that. And yeah, the bedside table just fits so much in. It's really great, and I love the colour of the wood too. So now I'm stood with my back to the chair. Peeking out here is just a hairdryer and an air conditioning unit that hide behind that curtain. But we have this cheese plant that's so happy. I've had this for a few years now and it is thriving. And then this really beautiful chest of drawers. This is from a brand called Therma, and they're really beautifully made. The wood is gorgeous. They kind of open and close really nicely compared to these ones in this corner that I kind of have to, you know, really wrench open and shove shut. These are just, I mean, another league, you could say. The lamp I got from someone's house when I was buying an armchair, which I'll show you, which is in the living room, and then they were moving out, so they were trying to get rid of stuff, so they were like, do you want this lamp? So I said, yes, please, I do. And this print I bought when I was in Massachusetts, an art gallery, is it called MACMA? Massachusetts Museum of Modern Art, quite possibly, and a really amazing art gallery, and they have a huge Sol Lewitt permanent exhibition there over several floors. I think it was over 4 or 5 floors. It was amazing, and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of one of the best art galleries I've been to, I think. So I bought this as a little memento, which I really like. I like the colour it injects. And then yeah, just books and bits on there too. But the chest of drawers, they're really, really beautiful. Then finally in here, before we leave this room, this ginormous lamp, which is from Noguchi. I got it from the Noguchi Museum in Queens. It's well worth a visit if you're here. It was in the main room for a while, but I did walk into it most days, whereas here it doesn't get walked into. And I love it. I love how much it really fills this space up, because the space can really take it, because it's a really big bedroom actually, which I'm so fortunate for. And then if we turn around from this room, we then go into the second bedroom. There's another little closet space behind there. And then this is the second bedroom, which is a bit more sort of functional overall. Another little Noguchi light there. The same Nordic knot curtains, which are really beautiful. They're so soft. This lamp is a vintage one. I bought it in a shop in the East Village. I love the gold arm and the arm mechanism, but the shade is so old, it's so brittle, so it's cracked quite a bit. And excuse the fact I'm packing. And then there's just the shoe racks either side. So yeah, aesthetically a bit less nice, but a really kind of functional spare room, which I think you'd be happy to stay in here if you came to stay. So then I'm going to come out of the spare room into the main living space, which is where I spend pretty much all my time. And I love this space so much. So yeah, let's go around it all and I'll talk through the pieces. By far my favourite thing about this space is the lighting. It's such beautiful light throughout the day. Like, look at just the way it's coming in on those tulips there. And yeah, it just gets more and more special throughout the evening. It really is lovely. This desk, why have I got 2 glasses of water on the go is what I need to know. But this desk is from Frama. I really like it. It's a really sort of well-made piece of furniture. It's got these angular legs. The chair is a mix of corduroy and just, I think that's metal, sort of painted metal. And I got it from a vintage shop, an online shop, which I unfortunately can't remember the name of. This ginormous chair is a story to tell. I actually need one of my 2 glasses of water, it's so hot. Oh, very boring, but the AC is from a company called July, and I have an old AC in the bedroom, and in comparison, this is so much better. Which it's not on right now, but it is hot. So this chair I bought off Facebook Marketplace and didn't measure it up properly, obviously. Got to the guy's house I was picking it up from, it with these guys that were moving out of this place in Tribeca. That was honestly ginormous. It was like probably 5 times the length of this apartment. It was huge. And it was completely empty. They had the lamp that I showed you in the bedroom, like a couple of other bits, and this chair in the corner. So if anything, the chair was looking a little on the small side in that space. And then I got it here and I was like, oh shit. It also had feet on it, so it was like this tall probably. It made everything else look like it belonged to the borrowers. But I love it so much now that it's here. It's ridiculous. It really is too big for the space. There's no 2 ways about it. But now that I have it, it's so comfy, and I spent all my time, like, you can really, oh, look at that. You can really cuddle up and snuggle up and just get cozy in this chair. So I always sit and read here as well. I love it. The cushion next to me is also from Lulu in Georgia. It has this really nice print on it. And then this throw is from Dior. Every now and then I get sent in really ridiculous things that are incredibly bougie, and this was one of them. It's so soft. It's like a cashmere throw from Dior. It's so fancy. And then because the chair is so ginormous, like, all of my jigsaw puzzles are hidden behind it here. There's a heated blanket hidden behind it there. Like, it can also hide some things too. And then yeah, this is right next to the chair, as you can see. This little side table I also bought from Lycan. It was similar. I used to have a different dining table and it was a similar style to that. The big lamp, which I shall turn on, is also from Lulu in Georgia. Like I said, there's quite a few bits on there. This little plant pot is from a plant shop on Grand Street in Chinatown. And this is from Fox Objects, which is also where the bookcase was from in the hallway. And I have all my records in there. I really like this. It's a really heavy bit of furniture. It's really beautifully made as well. So yeah, this is the little sort of cozy corner. And then panning around from cozy corner, you end up here. Quite a few things to talk through here, so I'll be quick. Obviously, this is where most of the books are. This lamp, this shell lamp, is from Gooby. I love having different styles of lamps in place as well. This is from Lulu and Georgia. These are some salt and pepper shakers, which are from Fox Object. It's nice to just have bits like this. My record player is from Audio Technica. It's good because you don't have to get all of the bits or the mixing bits, you just plug the speakers in and go. This beautiful candle holder was a gift. I also have this I bought for myself, this little frog candle, also from the Noguchi Museum. This was a gift too. A little plant here, and then some artwork. This is from Lulu and Georgia, this is from Dobbins St Vintage. This I bought in a big vintage shop in Massachusetts. That candle's from Loewe. The bookshelves themselves are from Dobbins St Vintage. They were also really reasonably priced. And I love them. They're actually one of my favourite pieces of furniture in this space. And then right next to it I have a ginormous, very happy fiddle leaf. It's been near death. Anyone who's watched for a while will know this has been holding on for dear life for a while, and now look at it, it's thriving. So I'm just stepping back here to show the whole space. This light is also from Lulu and Georgia. The coffee table, this is from Lycan as well. Lots of books on it. It's a really beautiful coffee table. I get lots of questions about this one. The sofa, very comfortable, but doesn't get much of a look in since what is also essentially a sofa is here. This is from CB2, and the throw on top of it I bought at a shop around the corner called November 19. The cushion is also from Lulu and Georgia, as is this artwork, which is kind of very Cy Twombly-esque. Can't really see it too well right now because it's quite bright, but you can see my attempts to put it up there. Just ignore that, pretend I got that right first time, please. But I really love that above the sofa. And then here, so you're back where you walked in there, here's the archway again. Another one of those Lycan lamps, and this, that's the leg of the tripod that we've been using. Pretend that's not there. The little side table, it's one of my favourite pieces actually probably in the whole apartment, is from Firm Living, the same place the desk is from. Should we just put him central? Why is that doing that? They have like, even the switches on these are really beautiful. Everything about them is pretty special. So yeah, this is the whole room. Just forgot this final corner before we finish with the kitchen. This lamp, let's turn it on because it's really great when it's on. It's from, I bought it from a shop on Greenpoint called something like Dream Fishing Tackle. A really bizarre shop that sells vintage homewares, records and fishing tackle. It's an old IKEA lamp. It's great. And this bit of artwork is from Dobbins St Vintage. There's lots of the same names coming up. And I love like the radiators in here and things like that. That is such a nice place to sit and work, with the view of the window. And yeah, it's all looking so nice and cozy, isn't it? So let's go into the final room, the kitchen. Again, kind of very New York-y, I think. It is to me anyway. The fire escape outside, I do sit out there a lot. And it's not huge, but it definitely is very workable for one person. It's like the second you're trying to cook for somebody else and they're in here with you, it's a bit cramped. Can't really step back far enough to show you things along this side, but this lamp is another one from Lewis Paulson. It's beautiful. And then the Bialetti coffee machines. So this is an olive oil, I mean just plates and things. This little vintage shopping list belonged to my auntie. I don't actually use it to write things down on it, but it's really beautiful. And where else would you keep the book you're currently reading than in your fruit bowl, of course. But yeah, there's just nice little bits. Mum bought me these for Christmas, the salt and pepper shaker. Over on this side we have the oven and the kettle, which is from the Crusoe, and another little coffee maker. And then yeah, the sink here. There's sort of not much to show in here, but I like this little kitchen. I love cooking in here. If you watch my vlogs, this view will be very familiar. This is where I stand and talk a lot of the time with the camera resting on the window. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed. I feel like I pretty much went through everything there, and like I said, I love this apartment so much. It really is incredibly special to me and incredibly close to my heart, and I love being in here, and I just feel so at home when I'm here as well. I feel very lucky that this is like my little sort of safe space within this city, and yeah, I think with any sense of home, calmness is like a really big bit of it, isn't it? But especially having it when there's like manicness outside, mania outside, which there so often is, to have this to counteract that is really lovely. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Everything will be linked in the description box. I'm going to go sit on the giant chair and read my book and drink a cup of tea and sit as close to the air conditioning as possible.